Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube's telling me we have an excellent connection. I'm going to tighten up my headset. Gerard, hello! Hello to car number one. Live chat message number one and car number one. We are only car number 3. Yeah, it is unfortunate. I'm hoping that when we do the next year's schedule, we can shuffle a few of these races from the end to in the middle or the beginning. A few of these circuits, like Magny-Cours and this one, Hockenheim. 2 great circuits that shouldn't really be languishing at the end of the season when people have decided that they've already done their minimum participation. They've got drop rounds in hand and they may as well just let things drop. But glad to see you're racing, mate. Good luck, Jared. Good luck to Luke as well. He's car number 2. We are car number 3. Means it's podium or bust. I have not done enough. Let me tell you. Not enough practice here. But we go into qualifying. Right. Recharge on. Tire temps up. Yeah, absolutely. Other circuits have had their turn at this, at being at the end.
Adrian, we've got 2 laps. Let's get this done.
Let's move some others up. Alright, managed to get all our gears synced on the way down to turn 2 there.
Falling. It's now 19 Celsius.
Need some tyre temperature. The heat through the brakes doesn't hurt either. I don't think these are hugely I don't think these brakes respond to heat. They do heat, they do cool down. But I believe the car's built with a fair bit of margin in the cooling department on purpose, because it's not something that we can adjust. Right, first lap, another warm-up lap.
The leader has just done 1:15.57. just done a 113.81. P4, you're now 3.6 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 is 2.1 off the pace. You're 0.2 off the pace in sector 1.
Wasn't a great hairpin. Wasn't as good as the first one. Whew. Do we have enough time left in the session, I wonder? Yeah. Let's go around and practice a pit entry. Assuming I've got enough fuel, that is. Oh yeah, plenty. Currently still P2. Just in front of Gerard by hundredths of a second. I'm pretty pleased with that lap. Even though I did a 14.7 in the practice beforehand. 15.2's alright.
Watch your speed limit in the pits. Box in 260 metres. 100 metres. 50 metres. Front left 88 Celsius. Right front 81. Rear left 81. Rear right 76.
Oh, well done, Jared. 13.8. Missed out by 0.03 of a second. Yeah, you almost got Luke. Marcus behind us. Then Fran. Happy to finish where we are. Hey, Smokey. How are you travelling? Hope you're doing well. It's great. It's so great that there's some close qualifying. Even though we've only got 9 registrations for this time slot. Marcus and I are pretty close. I think Marcus has probably got some race pace on me because I haven't done a lot of practice, and yeah. So, and Marcus was in the pre-race practice server. So Marcus may have a little bit of pace on us. But I think we're going to be on the outside.
That's the end of the session. P3.
I don't know where I'd rather start at this circuit, to be honest. Yeah, Gerard, yeah, I will. By the end of the weekend, I'll have it nailed for me. So I don't actually know what lap time that is, hopefully. I was starting to get quicker in the practice, so that's all good. Well, good luck, Jared. Good luck to everyone else in the race. Going for a mostly even 2-stop, so it's 67 laps. So I think what I'm going to do is go 20, 22, 25. Just told Jared my strategy. Yeah, good luck, mate. And that means that we're going to be on the medium.
The track temp is 19 Celsius. The air temp is 19. 67 laps. We've got cold tyres. We need to get some heat into them.
Want a safe start? Settle in. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. I'm going the 2-stop strat mainly because that's what the fixed races were last year, and I haven't done enough laps, as I told you.
This will be a standing start. Okay, Adrian, are you ready? Watch for the lights. Go! The driver in front of us is Laurel, car number 1, and their rating is 5.1. Okay, the start will do. Time to get to work. Gap to P2 ahead is increasing. It's now 1.1.
Hate that outside curb.
The gap to Laurel ahead is increasing. It's now 2.0.
Come on, Adrian. Can't drive like that and expect to keep this spot.
The gap to P4 behind is now 2.3. Just done a 1:16.89. The car in front lap time is at 17.00.
Hey, eating pancakes, welcome along. Yes, it is VR. You're seeing almost exactly what I'm seeing. the overlays and statistics that you can see that don't move, that are fixed to the screen, I don't see those. But the rest of the stuff is exactly what I'm looking at to race. Except, of course, I get it in 3D.
Got debris on the track. They're showing the red-yellow flag.
So if you've watched F1 and seen the helmet cams that they have, it should look very familiar to that. I think I'm sitting a little higher than a real F1 driver would be allowed to. That's one of the advantages of sim racing. You don't need to be 100% true to life. And unfortunately F1 didn't have the helmet cam when either this circuit or this car was last in the World Championship. I don't think. I really should unbind that message button. Didn't mean to say you're welcome. It's bound to a toggle switch. It sticks out from my wheel. Which normally is well out of the way. When you're turning that tight, back of my hand can sometimes hit the toggle.
Behind is increasing. It's now 3.6. That's your quickest lap.
Gee, how many stabs at the corner do you want, Adrian? Turn in 3, maybe 4 times? Why not? Too deep, too deep, too deep. Come on, Adrian, where's your rhythm?
That lap time was 1:18.25.
Gotta be careful. Marcus behind is just gaining a tenth here and a tenth
behind
there.
now, 3.4 seconds.
That was a better hairpin. Not my best though. Oh, bit of wheel spin, that wasn't good. Gerard and Luke are just gone. Too much locking up. Under rotation.
It's now 4.0 seconds.
Wasn't too bad through there. More through there. It's difficult to get trail braking into the apex of that
You've just done it, 118.02.
hairpin in the arena there. Oh. Yeah, the arena hairpin is difficult because you kind of feel like you want to be trail braking to sort of have the weight on the nose to turn around, but then because it's banked, you just get inside locking so easily. And maybe holding fifth through the last two corners is the way to go.
That lap was at 118.10.
I feel like it's very low in the rev range, but fourth is unfortunately very high.
The gap behind is now 4.7.
Whew.
There's an incident in Spitzkar hairpin. It looks like Worrell.
We were just in the Spitzkar hairpin. Although Gerard's lost a couple of seconds on Luke now. They were pretty nip and tuck.
That lap time was 118.79.
Just always got to remember, loose on the wheel over that curb. The car will sort out where it wants to go.
To Marcos behind is now 4.6 seconds. That was 118.20. Sectors 2 and 3
that was too
are
far.
0.43
At a
off the
1x.
pace. Sector 1 is 0.31 off the pace.
Woo! That was fun. I've actually been thinking about tyre strategy. Whether I want the 2-stop or should I risk it hanging out for the 1-stop. I just honestly I stayed up and watched the Grand Prix live. Then I went to bed after the sun came up on Monday. I had a day off work, so that was okay. But it threw my sleep schedule out a bit. Not that I have much of a sleep schedule, but it threw what little I had out. I was really tired on Tuesday night, and stuff happened this week and I didn't get my normal practice in, so I've got no idea how long these tyres are going to last. Yeah, that's partially the plan. I think I'm just gonna play it safe and trust 12-month ago me. And do a 2-stop.
You've just done 118.36. The gap to Apple behind is now 4.6 seconds.
Maybe, Adrian, if you brake at the right marker, you'll have a better time. I don't know, to be honest. I'll be a little faster, I'm sure. The only trap is being way too early and having the softs die.
Your lap time was at 1:18.62. Sector 3 is 0.8 off the pace.
But I think I did like a 27 lap stint at the end last time. So it was like 22 medium, 20 soft, 27 soft. So if I can do 27 on the soft at the end, I'm sure I can do 22 on the soft in the middle.
The gap to Apple behind is now 3.4 seconds.
Oh, sorry, it was like, yeah, that adds up to more than 67, but you know what I mean. I had a really short soft stint in the middle of my race last time, and that just feels like a bit of a waste of a set of softs. Oh, I need to concentrate. My lap time has dropped to nowhere. Yeah, I just don't want to get undercut by anyone who stops earlier to get off the medium, that's all.
That was at 1:18.50.
Hey Lars. Normally before a race,
The gap to Apple behind is now 2.6.
unless it's a brand new track when I might do a few more laps, I usually do 10 laps on each compound and about 3 qualifying runs. So between 10 and 15 laps, depending on the lap length on each compound. So that's like between, say, 30 and 45 laps. Long run, full fuel, start from full fuel out of the pits, do a practice start, the end of the pit lane if I can, and then just lap as if it was a race.
Your last lap time was at 1:18.88. Sector 3 is 0.8 off the pace.
And then I do qualifying runs, load the qualifying set, out lap, warm up lap, push lap, and then I load the set again so it starts from completely from zero. It's probably about, track dependent, it's probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours of practice. And then before the race there's a half-hour practice, so I set up all my
The gap's now 2.2.
live stream stuff and do a few laps there. That's normally only about after I register, so registration opens half an hour before. So normally that's about 20 minutes of practice, 15 minutes. So yeah.
That lap was at 118.66.
Not too much, but I haven't done that this week. So normally that's my Tuesday night or Wednesday night activity.
There's an incident in Spitz-Care hairpin. We think it might be Pavel.
Generally, if you can get around the circuit pretty consistently, you know, you don't need to do a heap of practice to enjoy these races. Sometimes it's a consistent lap time that is the difference between you and another driver, not necessarily the pace of your lap time. Alright, when do I stop? Might do one more after this. The 22 total on this tyre. I'll put the soft on. Pit entry's a doozy as well. There's a
Your lap time was 118.76.
penalty if you don't do it right. Hopefully we won't be showing you that. Oh no, we need one more for 22. Right, let's do the 22.
The gap behind is now 2.5.
Even though these cars aren't quite as
Last lap was at 118.50.
difficult to drive with all the systems as the real ones, they still give you an appreciation for having the engineers telling you when to box and all that. Yeah, Pavel's pretty quick. I'm not sure where Pavel's come from, but fair play to them. I think they're faster, but I've just been more consistent. Alright, box, box, box.
to Pavel. Behind is now 1.9 seconds. Incident in turn 4. Looks like it's Luke.
Oh no. No.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Pit lane speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour. Okay, Adrian, the next car is Luke, car number 2, and their rating is 5.1. 100 meters. 50 meters. The car in front is 1 lap behind. Front left, 73%. Rear left, 81. Your exit is clear. Your tyres are cold, watch out. The next car is Marcos, car number 5, and their rating is
I don't know what Luke
2.8.
did, but it doesn't sound good. Dropped 10 seconds back. Had an incident of some description. Well, you might get lucky, Lars, and be in the same split, because there's...
Ahead is now 9.4 seconds.
I think there's a few people giving it a miss because it's the last round and they've already got their minimum, all their drop rounds covered. But yeah, either way, good luck for your race. Hopefully see you.
It's now on softs.
Roger, Smokey.
P5. You're reeling P4. The gap's now 7.9.
Over Christmas I need to work up a marking system where I can hit a button on my wheel and just have it put a little marker somewhere.
Marcos in, the gap is 1.9. Very slow into turn 3. It's your best lap in this session.
I kind of do. I've actually got 2 paddles that I don't know what to do with. I used to use them for brake bias, but I moved away from that to a thumb encoder. Although maybe I should move it back.
You're reeling P4. The gap is now 4.0 seconds. Fastest lap for Luke, 1:16.29. There's an incident in Mobile 1. Looks like it's Acosta. The car in front of us is Luke, car number 2, and their rating is 5.1. Marcos is now on softs.
Well, the Formula Forte wheel from Acertec has plenty of rotaries. Got 2 up near your thumbs, 2 on the crossbars, and 2 down the bottom.
The gap to Luke ahead is increasing. It's now 17 seconds.
Not to mention the fact that you've got
Acosta is now on softs.
a 7-way switch that is also a rotary, plus a joystick that's also a rotary, plus 3 rotaries on the front of your wheel. It's only just enough rotaries to drive this car.
17.10. Good lap. That's your quickest so far. Incident in Spitz care hairpin. We think it might be Muller. Okay, Adrian. The next car is Havel, car number 7, C license. Their rating is 1.8.
Okay.
E3 in. The gap's now 17 seconds.
We need to pick up the pace just a little. Especially while Pavel's still on the mediums.
That was at 17.36. There's an incident in Spitzker hairpin. It looks like Acosta. Okay, Adrian, you're reeling. P3 in. The gap is now 14 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. And if Pavel's sticking it out on those tyres.
That's a new fastest lap for Luke, 1:15.87. Havel in front is pitting.
27. That might be a bit ambitious to be a one-stop.
Is now on softs. Good luck. That's your quickest today. The car in front of us is Luke, car number 2. Their rating is 5.1.
We did make some good ground on Pavel there.
There's an incident in Spitzker hairpin. We think it might be Muller. P3. To Havel behind is increasing. It's now 7.9. Fastest lap for Luke, 1:15.67. Incident in Spitzker hairpin. It looks like Marcos. The next car is 1 lap behind. Clear left.
So sorry, Daniel, I tried to avoid you. Hope you haven't got any extra damage from me. Holy flippin' heck.
The gap to P4 behind is now 3.1 seconds.
That's an easy mistake to make, Daniel. Don't be too hard on yourself. Whew. Yeah, my one and only short this year. Oh no, was it this year I won in... Can't remember. Can't remember whether it was Australia, the Australian round this year or not. But the annoying thing is that's negated our entire gap to Pavel.
Gap to P4 behind is now 2.1 seconds. You've just done 17.91. Sector 1 is 1.1 off the pace.
That's good. That was a good hairpin.
To Pavel behind is now 2.2. That lap was over 16.58.
Yes, that's a shizzle. That's not the shizzle. Come on, Adrian. Better second half of the lap.
The lap time was at 118.12. Sector 1 is 1.3 seconds off the pace. Pavel is getting closer. The gap's now 1.4 seconds.
Come on. That's better. Good.
Half distance, you're looking good for fuel.
Terrible.
Gap to Pavel behind is now 1.6 seconds. That lap time was 16.88.
The only problem with Pavel getting past, if Pavel can get past, would be us sitting behind. And not being able to run quite as fast as we can. Because I don't know if Pavel is going to
Okay, Adrian, you've used half your fuel.
be faster in sections where we're slower, and vice versa. And overall just bring your lap time down by just a little.
It's now 1.2. That lap time was 17.20.
Alright, so what did we box? 22. The earliest we can box is 42.
You've just done a 17.48. Car right. Car right. Right side's clear. That's disappointing, but shit happens. Keep pushing. On your right. Still there. Clear right. On your right. Still there. Still there. Clear right.
Ah, good racing. Let's try and stick in DRS.
Car ahead is Havel, car number 7, C license, and their rating is 1.8, V4. The gap to P3 ahead is now 1.2 seconds.
Bugger. Yes, I'm not going to stick in DRS.
Reserve 17.00. The gap in front is now 1.1 seconds.
Come on. That little bit of instability. Do that every few laps. Not only does it mean that you're heating your tyres up, also costs you time.
Gap to P3 in front is now 1.1 seconds. The last lap was at 17.00.
Oh, come on. Really? 1.1? Ah.
The gap to P3 ahead is now 1.1 seconds. Incident in Nord curve. Looks like it's Shane.
Ah, that's a shame.
That lap was at 1:16.82.
Oh. That little bit of wheel spin didn't help me.
Marcos behind is pitting. The gap to P3 in front is now 1.3. The leader, Worrell, is pitting. Marcos is now on mediums. Luke, car number 2, is now leading. Incident in Nord curve. Looks like it's Shane. Yellow flag. P4. Gap to P2 ahead is now 1.7.
Gerard came out behind us. Surely we weren't that close to Gerard. Six seconds behind us. Luke came out in front. I mean, Luke stopped on the same lap as us, but he was well in front on exit.
There's an incident in Nord curve. We think it might be Shane. Yellow flag. Nice one, Adrian. This is terrific. Exactly what we came here for. P3. Your lap time was
Not sure why they're parked there.
17.24. The gap to Pavel ahead is now 2.0.
Oh, don't like that. Get your shit together, Adrian, come on.
There's an incident in Nord curve. It looks like Shane. Yellow flag. Your last lap time was at 17.9.
I mean, you could tow and just spectate, for crying out loud. Alright. We're now 22 laps from the end. I reckon we box. Try to get an undercut on Pavel. Worked last time.
The gap ahead is now 2.5.
What's happened to Jared?
Watch your speed. Box in 260 meters. The car ahead has just done corner, 115.81, 100 metres, 50 metres. Left front, 71%, left rear, 79. All clear, push now.
Don't know what happened to Gerard, just one
Right,
stop
Adrian,
not working
the next
maybe?
car is Burrell, car number 1, and their rating is 5.1.
He followed me into the pit and I had a unsafe entry and I got held 40 seconds and he was sitting there with me, so it must have been something similar.
Ah, that'll do it.
That's a real bummer. We both had disasters this race.
Yeah, I got a rough
Car in front is a lap
I
behind.
got distracted by you and I stepped into the pits.
Ah,
It's so easy to do here, mate. How annoying.
I got a reference with you if you want to, yeah. No problem.
well, that sucks for Gerard. Had a pit entry infringement.
So Burrell ahead is increasing. It's now 18 seconds.
Don't tease me, Marcus. Cheers, mate. I was a bit worried there. Marcus was going to pull over as if he's going to give it to me and then go, oh, you're a long way behind, and give up. But he didn't. That's good. I feel like if you pull over to let someone past, you've kind of committed to that action because they'll be counting that you've
Okay,
done
Adrian,
that,
the next
gonna
car
do
is
that.
1 lap behind. So Burrell ahead is increasing. It's now 19 seconds.
Gotta say, if Pavel only one stops, we're in trouble. Yeah, absolutely, it can be. I think it's more important to get an idea of what actions your car does
New fastest lap for Burrell.
that other people count on to judge what you're going to be doing. As well, though, because not everyone has
You'll have time to improve it. This is good. Well done, Adrian.
the radio on, so you can't count on it always.
The gap to Burrell in front is now 19 seconds.
That's basically a pit window. Come on. Should have just gone around there in 5th. All
16.
nearly over. Still a 16.8, not too bad. Yeah, I'm getting a bit worried that Pavel's just one stopping.
Lap for Luke, 1:15.24.
Means we may have McLarened us ourselves here.
Acosta behind is pitting. That was number 16.37.
Come on, Adrian, you need to pull that braking back just a little.
P4.
Yeah, every lap he goes past the pit entry though, it's more evidence that it's a one-stop. And I don't think I've got the pace to chase down on track. We'll give it a go though. Hey Jen, I did have the flexibility. I also had an extra pit stop. Unfortunately, I'm the Norris, not the Piastri in this situation, and I have thrown away a podium, but oh well. Ah, yeah, thanks, mate.
Lap time is 16.41. The next car is Havel, car number 7, C license, and their rating is 1.8. It's pitting from P3. I think he'll come out close in front.
Now it's a motor race.
is 116.69. Sector 3 is 0.6 off the pace. Car right. Right side's clear. Right side. Clear right.
Crap, I've given him the DRS there. Run!
Come on, Adrian. Nicely done. Car left. He's clear left. Clear left. Left side. Left side. Still there. Clear left.
Crap. That lap was at 116.56. Sector 3 is 0.46 off the pace. Okay, Adrian. Lap times are pretty consistent. Crap. Not quite enough downforce in that dirty air, and
Gap to Pavel ahead is increasing. It's now 10 seconds.
I did the one thing I said we couldn't do, which was make a mistake. Fair play to Pavel. Absolutely played a blinder. From a long way back on the grid, I don't remember seeing Pavel on my relative before the race. The good thing is, we didn't get stuck on the edge of the track there. There's always a fear in this car. Just getting beached. Came from 8th. I did sort of see your message, Smokey, by the way. I wasn't ignoring you, but as you can imagine, while I was doing a close inspection of Pavel's gearbox, I was kind of concentrating. But yeah, I agree. They go at the Australian news media, which is pretty solidly just News Limited.
Looks like Acosta.
I've been going pretty hard on this. Is Piastri getting shafted by McLaren? And it's like, yeah, but You know, obviously last race Piastri was shafted by McLaren, but I'd argue that Norris was almost shafted worse.
That was at 17.01.
But yeah, I don't think there's anything against Piastri or for Norris. I think if you take a shot of random mechanics watching a TV screen, for example, and freeze frame it when one's looking unhappy, yeah, you're gonna have a McLaren mechanic looking unhappy. But that could also be, you know, a McLaren mechanic that is working on Norris's car who's unhappy about the fact that Norris didn't get a lap.
The gap ahead is now 11 seconds.
But yeah, going to be interesting to see what happens this weekend. I mean, Piastri's got to win it if he wants a chance at the title, and then obviously it depends on where the other two come. Same goes for Verstappen.
There's an incident in turn 2. Looks like it's Laurel.
And while I'm sure there's plenty of permutations where Norris doesn't have to win the championship, he'll want to win because that's the best you can do.
The gap to Abu ahead is increasing. It's now 13 seconds. That was at 17.
I mean, maybe. I mean, you could also argue that argue about what point in the season that should apply from. Toto Wolff used to say when Mercedes were up the front, it was essentially the compulsory summer break. Whoever was leading going into that, they were going to get a slight
The gap to P3 ahead is increasing. It's
tip of the
now
scales
13 seconds.
for the rest of the season. I always thought that sounded like a very fair, you know. It wasn't like Mercedes was doing absolutely obvious things. It was more that they'd those decisions that were on the edge and were obviously going to favour whichever driver you pick. You just throw it to the driver with the most points.
You've just done a 17.33. Sector 1 is
Yeah.
0.6 off the pace.
Pop
Sector
that
2
off
is
track.
0.5 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.42 off the pace.
Got scared that I was about to crash when I hit that inside curb. I think it's all so close that I'm happy for McLaren to go on doing their no favours stuff during this final race. think it would be interesting if they were in a position where it was getting to the end of the race, Verstappen's in the lead, going to win the championship.
The gap in front is now 15 seconds.
And Piastri's in front of Norris. If Piastri would let Norris past, if that would give Norris the championship. That situation where it's like, Oscar, we need you to swap so Lando can win the championship. It's got to be a difficult decision because you obviously want your team to have both championships. But they don't. You don't tend to remember the driver who helped another driver win the Drivers' World Championship. Block aside. But I just wonder whether it would end up paying off.
Ahead is increasing. It's now 16 seconds. That lap time was 17.27.
Like in the long run next year. And yeah, next year will be interesting. Be interesting to see how they go with the X mode and the Z mode. And their push to pass overtake thing. I'd be disappointed if they were asking Oscar to move over. If they did it in code, I'd be very disappointed. Or if they invented something. You'd want to hope that in the lead up to this race, they've talked about these scenarios.
Your lap time was 16.77.
Because I don't think it could happen the other way around. Lando's too far ahead.
Ahead is increasing. It's now 16 seconds.
But surely McLaren talk about this scenario and say, hey, if we need to, if it's, you know... I haven't looked into whether it's mathematically possible, but... I assume it is. I assume it would be, sorry. Max to be winning the championship and... But yeah. I hope they talk about it. Because it's the sort of stuff that I think Formula One teams should be doing. Teamwork on the actual field of play.
17.42. Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace.
Like, I kind of don't agree with the Monza swap, in a way, because, you know, yeah, the team mucked up, but sometimes you mess up pit stops, and that has consequences. But by the same token, I admire a team using the fact that they're a team on the track. And I know the teams do it all the time, but...
P3 ahead is now 17 seconds.
What I thought would be one spicy meatball would be if
2 to go. You've just done it. 16.
Norris
5-5.
was behind Russell. So here's the scenario, but Verstappen is ahead, and currently, if the race finished at that point, will win the Drivers' Championship. Norris caught behind Russell. Russell realises this and moves out of the way and lets Norris pass so that Norris can win the championship. Now, I don't think Mercedes would ask him to do that, but I could imagine Russell
Incident in Nord curve. You think it might be Acosta?
understanding the situation.
The gap in front is now 18 seconds.
And just going, hey, I'm just going to move myself out of the way here. That would make the F1 internet
Last lap.
a very interesting place.
Luke has won the race.
Go on, Luke. Gerard P2.
Good race, Jared. We had a nice first stint at least.
Cross the line.
That's it. We're done. Bad luck, Adrian. That's the end of the session.
Congrats to the podium. Well done, Luke. Sorry to see you got a penalty, Gerard. And nice driving, Pavel. Too fast for me tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Adrian. I do love this track. Silly error in the first stint, which I thought blew the race for me with Jared, but turns out we were all making little errors today, and it got me back into it. So I was lucky a little bit, but I felt Jared and I had comparable pace, so it was a good race.
Yeah, it was nice. I had a little mistake that cost me 40 seconds, but that was very close with what with the so hope we can see us again tomorrow.
I don't think the two-stop was going to work, to be honest, but I'm not sure my tyre management is as good as you, so I'll have to think about it. I kept screwing up the hairpin tonight as well. I was terrible there. I don't think I got it right until about the last 10 laps.
Might need to turn these guys
Well,
off.
until I box, without your spin, I had you 5 seconds. I was 5 seconds ahead of you, so it would have come down into the last.
When Luke's happy, he's happy.
Cause,
When he's not,
yeah,
he definitely shows that he hasn't had media training.
Stint, and you'd have oldest off. Yeah, it'd be interesting. And then I guess also we've got to factor in there'll be a lot more traffic probably in the bigger strength of field races.
Worried.
So the one stop might be the better play.
Marcus didn't get a
A
great
lot more overtaking
launch.
required on the two stop.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Fair and respectful.
I could manage thanks to the
Just mute those because there's enough noise. yeah, there we go. And I suppose then the next big thing was probably when there's Pavel pitted for the second. Go. Pavel comes in. Ooh, overshoots the box. On the way out. Here we come. Now the trouble with this twitch that Pavel gets trying to get on power on cold tyres is I accelerate here to pass and Chopper can show it very well. I just go across that line first, which is the DRS detection point, which means that Pavel can get the rear wing open, gets into my slipstream, rear wing open, I leave the inside. Have to turn a bit tighter. Just Pavel on the racing line has a bit more grip. Even with cold tyres, away we go. That was really where our race was won and lost. Let's go. Smokey said lap 22 for Luke. See. Oh. Through here, Luke. Wide, too much speed, too much throttle, over rotation. Fortunately, when you're that far out in front, you've got lots of time. I think Luke hits up straight after this. Yep. Let's have a look at Gerard's pit entry. I think I know what probably went wrong for Gerard. Oh no, that was okay. Yeah, didn't get down to the speed until after that. Yeah, so it was just speeding. I don't think there was anything that Marcus did wrong there. I know it looked like Gerard was all over it, but I think if Gerard had got down to 80 kilometers an hour, see where Marcus, because Marcus said that, okay. So Marcus got a penalty for cutting this coloured triangle here. Basically, you've got to be on the actual road there. So between the little piece of green there and the can't see, but yeah, basically you can't drive over any of that triangle on the other side of this safety car line. But has also overcooked it, hit the wall, not good. Marcus was at an okay speed. If Gerard had aimed to be at 80, I don't think Marcus would have had an issue. He was just into the 70s. Maybe he was a distraction for Gerard. But that's a shame for Gerard. What else do we want to look at? Stefan doesn't look like Stefan turned any laps or joined the session. Race laps, no quali laps, no practice laps. Okay. Dan was sat here for a long time. I don't understand why. Dan's not in the session. Shortworthy one. Oh, okay. When did that happen? Just before Daniel retired. Let's get Daniel's next up the list. All right. Daniel's just racing along, minding their own business. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto my car and I'm going to go to roll bar. Look, look. Whew. Chopper. So the trick with this is I see them get wide, I go aim for the rear, and then it was the fact that I managed to hold it out of the wall. I was very close to so unfortunately netcode knocked them around. I didn't get any damage out of that. But yeah, just managed to have a slide but keep it out of the wall. Oof. Oh no, I think that is so easy to do. I don't know if that's too much to fix or whether oh, what a terrible TV view. Better TV than that. Alright. 3. Yeah, this'll do. Yep, in that case it worked in our favor because as you can see at that. Yeah. I did manage to avoid But unfortunately, yeah, the netcode comes in because once the prediction was being run on Daniel's, I didn't avoid and I smacked the back end. So on my simulation, I managed to avoid but Daniel's didn't. And yeah, that's right. Until we get instantaneous. But yeah, it was this. By the way, is so easy to do. This you get up on the top of this sausage curb. See there, the plank is just skating, and the wheels aren't touching the ground. Then when they eventually do touch the ground, you're all over the place. You're at all sorts of angles. You've got forces pulling this way and that. So I think without me, if I had actually thought to go down the other side, or if I'd managed to turn a bit earlier and not hit, I think Daniel would have recovered from that fine. That was just a shame. But yeah. And yeah, we'll leave you with that. We're back here tomorrow night at 10 UTC. That's 8 o'clock local time. We'll do another 67 laps, this time with an open setup. And yeah, and then hopefully back on Sunday night to enjoy final alternate soft strength of field race for the year. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. If you've watched afterwards, that's really fantastic. We've got 11 people watching right now, and we've had over 100 views for this stream. So I sometimes go back and look at the numbers, and I am really thankful that some people find this interesting enough to maybe have on in the background or even have on and actually watch. So thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, catch you tomorrow night.